Melbourne's great. Melbourne's really, really great. There's a lot of, places to play, and a lot of great musicians here are really great musicians. And the scene is unique. There's a kind of larrikinism, I think, that comes along with a lot of the bands that play, like the Bangers and even Varda to some extent, that you just don't really get in other places, and it's very special. But at the same time, I think Melbourne musicians know how they can step out of that. Like I feel just as comfortable in New York playing at the Vanguard as they would at the Cape Lounge.
Oh, it's unbelievable in Melbourne. It's definitely the best place to be in Australia, I think. I've lived in Perth, lived in Sydney for a while, and I've played in all the states. And as far as Melbourne goes, it's a really vibrant scene. Lots of great musicians, lots of different styles of musician too. You've got the guys who do the bebop thing, guys who play the free kind of, and then there's mixtures of in between. Really good Latin scene. It's fantastic.
I'd be surprised if there's another scene like this in the world, really. So I'm sure there's some places with happening scenes, but most of the big cities don't seem to have a lot of music. Sydney's a fine example where there's heaps of great players around, but there's only a few gigs and they're kind of spread out. Fitzroy's sort of a town into itself in a way. Melbourne, there's so many. You walk out of one venue and you can hear the band from the next one already. You can go and walk into 4 places in 3 blocks between Bar Oakland and Cape Lounge and see a live band in each one without paying any money for it, which is pretty astounding really in any city in the world. And generally the standard of it's pretty good. People are really into, I think people have got a freedom here to go straight to the point rather than having to prove that they can do everything else first.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Just for the amount of places we have to play here for a start compared to other cities in Australia, and just the eclectic mix of talent and the different kinds of music that everybody seems to be into. I mean, the guys that I work with, I don't know any guys who just play jazz, play Latin music or dance music or pop music, or everybody that I seem to work with is just really into all different kinds of music, and it's fantastic when you get together and play jazz because everyone's got a little sort of different thing happening.
Wow, that was some interesting insights into the scene, Mark.
Certainly was, Justine. And now we have, to finish up, the fabulous Los Cabrones.
Live at the Nightcat. Good night.